Good morning, YouTube. So just got done at Amazon. It's been an interesting day, and all in all, it's been a decent day for me. Well, aside from coming in late, but showing up late today actually resulted in an unexpected conversation with one of the upper managers that I get along very well with, that has a lot of respect for my work ethic and all the stuff that I do around the building. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, 5:36 a.m. Tuesday, August 9th, 2022. It's been raining all night, and as you see, it's very wet. Very, very wet. I'm not sure what time it started raining. It feels like it was just like right after lunch, so shortly after midnight, and it's just been pouring. At one point they were sending a bunch of people home early, and one of the main managers, I saw him grab the list where people who wanted to leave early could get on the list, and I was like, let me check and see if there's a bus running. I said, because I'm down to leave early if there's a bus running. He goes, you don't want to leave early. I said, oh really? And he goes, yeah, it's pouring outside. There's like 35-mile-per-hour winds. It's so bad that we can't even move any of the trucks because we can't dock or undock any trucks. The drivers, we can't even let the drivers, like the drivers, meaning the truck drivers that are, docking and undocking the semis. He goes, it's so windy and stormy out there, we can't even let them do anything right now. It's like, you certainly, bus or no bus, you don't want to walk to the bus in that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. No, I don't. So on that note, I'm walking down to Van Buren, and I see some of the other associates that are probably headed to the bus ahead of me are doing the same thing. I would expect the walkway up 79th Avenue and then over the bridge and the unfinished end of the bridge are probably just, on the nights that it rains a little bit, it gets a little muddy over there, but it's been raining nonstop, pretty big time for, oh gosh, probably about 5 hours, I would say. It's still sprinkling a little bit, not much right now though. But yeah, I would imagine that if I go that way, my feet are just going to get insanely muddy. And I got my new shoes on today, by the way. Today's the first day I'm wearing the new shoes that I got. Really nice. I like them. Not quite broken in, and I think I got a blister as a result of it. But whatever. Shit happens. It's not that painful, but I'm sure I'm going to want to soak it when I get home. Well, it looks like they just recently repainted the no parking over here. It's very bright and vibrant. Anyway, so yeah, I haven't come this way in quite some time, but yeah, don't feel like getting my new shoes all muddy and nasty. And at this point, it seems like it takes about an extra half hour to 40 minutes longer if I do the Route 3 versus doing the rapid to the light rail to the 44, because I can take the 3 all the way to the 44. Well, sometimes I can take the 3 all the way to the 44. I'm not quite sure how that works, because 3 is another one of those east-west routes that not every bus goes all the way. I know only roughly half of the Route 3 buses go east of 32nd Street. Now, I'm not sure where the west cutoff point is. I might be good to go on any Route 3 that I catch this far west here at 79th Avenue, since there's a pretty good chance that the west side cutoff point isn't this far west. I really don't know. I don't take this route home hardly ever. Generally speaking, the only time I've ever taken this route home is if for some reason I had to be at my storage over at U-Store, like right when it opens. It's which I'm not planning on going there today at all. At least one thing I'm not struggling with in the slightest these days is paying my storage rental. So, and I think all the payment issues that I was having, I think Bev has taken care of those. So it looked like everything went through just fine. Looking in my banking app this month. So anyway, yeah, work was a decent day. The conversation with Ryan, which I kind of wanted to mention, and I've had several times where I've kind of tried to explain how the different ways of getting time off and dealing with needing time off work here at Amazon, and it's a little confusing and convoluted, and basically a juggling of different things that all have little abbreviations for them, like UPT and PTO and VTO and vacation, which seems to be the one that's next to impossible to use, unless you're planning to take time off way in advance, which it's never like that with me, hardly ever like that with me. I am kind of wishing I would have used a little bit of that when I took my last trip to Portland, but oh well, hindsight is 2020. So yeah, so as I've mentioned several times, the thing that's going on right now is that, and it didn't used to be this way, but the UPT, which is unpaid time, which is what I have the most surplus of right now, it's taken in hour increments. So if you're, say, 15 minutes late, which I was today, you lose a whole hour of UPT. And and if you saw the video before this, I cut it off pretty quickly because I saw one of my other coworkers that I've walked with a few times. I forget where the hell he works. I want to say Decant, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, he works at the other side of the building, so I rarely see him while we're working, but I occasionally see him at lunch. But most of the time I just see him walking to and from the bus, since we both ride the bus. And anyway, yeah, I saw him, so it's like, cut the video short, chat with him on the way. And as we were both walking in, we were both talking about how bad it sucks for those of us who ride buses that end up, having a problem with a transfer not working, or a bus just not showing up because it's not running, or running massively late. That sometimes we end up getting 15 minutes late here through no fault of our own, just due to the fact that the city of Phoenix has an absolute shit public transit system that doesn't really care about its riders. And that we get basically screwed out of an entire hour of credit just because the bus made us 15 minutes late. And when we got there, it's like, I think I'm still going to go into the break room and put my burritos in the fridge. I got some burritos earlier today at Del Taco on the way to my therapist's, who I didn't get to see today. That's a separate tragedy. Anyway, but yeah, I'd got burritos on the way there and had those. I figured, well, I'll just put those in the fridge and get myself some cold drinks. And then once we got in the break room, he goes, you know what? I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna chill the rest of this hour and clock in at 8 o'clock. He goes, if I'm gonna be penalized for being an hour late, I may as well be an hour late. I was like, you know what, that actually sounds like a decent idea, come to think of it. I think I'm with you on that. So my iPhone died on the way over. no charging ports on the bus. So yeah, I may as well just sit here and chill on my phone, power back up so I can text my sister back. We kind of got cut off mid-conversation due to my battery dying on the bus. And you know, and I said, I've been walking for 2 miles since I missed my connection at 75th and Thomas. So I've been walking for like 2 miles. So yeah, at this point, I just like to, and before I go into the area where I work, where the big fan isn't working and it's hot as hell, I said, I just like to just sit here and cool off and get hydrated and charge my phone. And yeah, that actually sounds like a good idea. If I'm going to be docked an hour's worth of time, I may as well enjoy my hour's worth of time. And he was kind of like, at that point, he sat a little bit further over, and he was kind of in his own zone on his phone. I was kind of in my own zone on my phone. But I mean, we're still not far apart. And about that time, I don't know, I want to say maybe 7:30, 7:35-ish. Hey, look at that, there's a rainbow. Nice. Nice. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm thinking of, what was his name? YosemiteBear, the YouTuber with the double rainbow viral video. May he rest in peace. It's not a double rainbow, but it is a full rainbow. All the way across Van Buren. I highly doubt there's a pot of gold in Levine. Just saying. Anyway, nice. I love rainbows. Anyway, yes, about 35 after, Ryan, one of the upper managers. I mean, he's an AM, but I think he's like higher up than most of the AMs that are just in the department. Like, I think, I don't know the full management structure. I just know that Ryan's pretty up there, and like, I've worked with Ryan since pretty much the week that I started, and he's just one of those guys that knows that I do a lot more than the average employee in there and stuff. So he knows I've got a really good work ethic. So he comes in, he's looking at both of us funny, and I'm like, let me guess. You want to know why we're chilling here in the break room and not working right now? And he goes, well, yeah, it's kind of what I'm supposed to ask y'all right now. And he's looking at me kind of funny when I said that to him, because of course I'm not the kind of employee that's going to just wander off and fuck off in the break room when I'm supposed to be working. And I told him, I said, you know, I had a really bad bus day coming over. I missed my, gosh, I wish I could get far enough out to get that whole rainbow. It's freaking cool. Oh my God, it's a double rainbow. What does it mean? It's a double rainbow. All right. Channeling YosemiteBear right now. Double rainbow all the way across. No, only halfway across the sky. It's just a double rainbow on that side. It's not all the way across the sky. Double rainbow halfway across the sky. Anyway, yeah. So I told him. I said, you know, since they changed the policy, I have a bus mishap that results in me missing my transfer, and I get screwed an entire hour of UPT. I said, at this point, I've been walking. I've been pretty much walking since about 3 in the afternoon. I'm tired. I'm hot. I said, I just need a little time to chill and cool off before I get back there in the pallet loading zone where the fan and the air conditioning isn't really working. And he's like, okay. I said, is there any word on that fan getting fixed? He said, well, there's a repair order. I'm like, well, that's cool. I said, I mean, you understand where I'm coming from, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, you know, if I was only going to get UPT for the amount of time that I missed, I'd probably have clocked in already. But if I'm going to lose a whole hour I may as well enjoy that hour. And he's like, yeah, that's fair. And we started talking about just how rough it is, you know, riding the bus. And he told me when he went to ASU in Tempe that for a while he lived in Avondale, and how difficult it was to get to Avondale to ASU. And I'm like, yeah, that's roughly the commute I have. So I live over in Arcadia, north of the airport. And anyway, it was a pretty good conversation. And I mean, what's he going to do? You know, I mean, I'm not clocked in yet. I was 15 minutes late, but I'm going to get docked. I'm going to get penalized as if I was an hour late. So why not be an hour late? And we actually pretty much sat there and talked until it was, I want to say about 7:50. You know, talked about transit and the struggles with transit, and then I talked to him about what was going on as far as, you know, with the investigation of my forklift incident. And no, for the most part, it was a really good talk, for sure. And I'm sure it gave him something to think about in terms of employees showing up 15 minutes late, but being penalized as if they're a full hour late, having no motivation to be less than an hour late. And about that time, you know, we me and the guy that I walked into the building with, we both, you know, at that point it was like almost 8 o'clock. So I mean, we walked in, clocked in, and he went towards his department, and I was headed towards mine. And surprise, one of the senior forklift drivers also was walking in, and pretty much the same scenario with him. And I mentioned it to him. It's like, yeah, bus made me about 15 minutes late. It's a bus made me about 15 minutes late, so it's like I'm going to be penalized an hour, so may as well just cool off in the break room. He said, yeah. He goes, I was just having a conversation with somebody outside on pretty much the same topic. He goes, I got here about 10 minutes late, and once I looked at the clock, I'm like, fuck it. I may as well just chill out outside and have a cigarette and bullshit with the other guy that got here a little bit late. We're being penalized for being, you know, we're being penalized as if we're an hour late. May as well be an hour late. I'm like, wow, glad I'm not the only one that's seeing it this way. So I'm hoping, maybe, just maybe, Ryan, since he's an upper manager, the next time they have a meeting with the higher ups and maybe the people who are, you know, higher up in this building, that they get on the discussion of the current UPT policy, and he tells them that, yeah, now I have associates that are good hard workers, and then sometimes shit happens that causes, you know, either car trouble or traffic or had to rush the kids somewhere, or bus transfer not working, whatever. I got good associates that are showing up 15 minutes late. They're being penalized for being an hour late, so they're just choosing to be an hour late. He goes, I could really, you know, really use them working when they show up 15 minutes late. You know, I'm hoping he brings that up to the higher ups, because obviously I'm not the only one who feels this way about the current UPT policy, and is reacting in the same way. Because the penalty for showing up an hour late, the penalty for showing up 15 minutes late is the same. I mean, granted, I didn't get paid for 15 minutes of work, but at $15.75 an hour, who gives a shit? Anyway, I'm surprised the bus hasn't shown up. People over there waiting at the stop, they're probably all co-workers and all that. So I think I'm just going to wrap this up and head that way. Yeah, you're sitting there not paying attention. Guy with the SRP truck is looking for traffic on the right. Turn right on red while his light is green. I mean, I appreciate that he's looking for oncoming traffic before turning right on red, but he should also be paying attention to the light and going when it turns green. Oh God, that cold water feels good. Got a double rainbow on that side yet? Not really seeing it. Kind of see it. It's not really showing up in the video though. Not as bold as it is on the left side. Anyway, at this point I've wasted 20 minutes of your life. Thanks for coming with me on the walk, and there will be more videos later.